Hey, nature photographers, it's Lee Hoy. I'm excited to join you once again. And before we dive into today's topic, I have an exciting announcement for you. My first YouTube Live will be Sunday, June 30th at 9 a.m. Central Time. That'll be 10 p.m. Eastern. I'm looking forward to it. We'll talk about all things OM system, nature photography. We can talk about landscape, macro, night sky, wildlife, birds in flight, camera trapping. Whatever topic you'd like to cover, you're invited. Again, that's going to be my first YouTube Live. Well, what am I going to talk about today? Well, we're going to do and cover what I'm going to call right-click tips in Lightroom. These are going to be a few little things that when you're editing, you can use to help find your image, to help do some experimental editing. It'll be tips for you to be able to maneuver quickly through Lightroom, and I think you're going to find that these tips will help you greatly. So, without further ado, let's hop into Lightroom. Howdy from West Texas. I'm Lee Hoy, professional nature photographer, and this is my YouTube channel, Lee Hoy Photography. I'm an OM System Ambassador, photography workshop instructor for Wildside Nature Tours of Precision Camera and Video, and contributing author for the Journal of Wildlife Photography. All right, nature photographers, let's jump right into what I'm going to call, again, right-click Lightroom tips. Now, you'll notice right above my little inset video here, on the right-hand side of the screen, you'll see the cursor has a little yellow highlight to it so that you can follow it more easily. Now, I have an image pulled up here in what's called the loop view, and this is the same image down here in what we call the film strip, okay? The right click will work on either, and here, let's begin with our first tip. So our first tip, we're gonna right click, and this show in Finder is going to open up on your system, whether you're using a Mac or PC, the folder in which that image can be found. So we're going to pull it up, and here right away it opened my Finder. I'm on a MacBook Pro, and you can see it's highlighted that particular image. Now, again, a very serious caution: we do not want to move files, images, outside of Lightroom that have been imported into Lightroom, because Lightroom will lose it. However, there's a very special right-click tip that I'm going to show you in a moment on what to do if you've done that, okay? So the important part of this is sometimes you're using external drives, in combination with your hard drive or a flash drive or jump drives, all kinds of things, right? And you're not exactly sure sometimes where an image may be located on your computer. You can obviously see where it is over here on the left side of the Finder, but every now and then we're working with an image and you really want to know where it is on your system, which external drive. Well, you can right click and say show in Finder, and Lightroom will pull up its actual location, okay? Now, let's talk about what we could do if we accidentally move an image outside of Lightroom, okay? Well, this is what we're going to do. So I'm going to grab that very image and I'm going to drag it to my desktop, okay? And I'm going to just drop that image right there. Well, I've already done it before, but we're going to do it again, okay? So now that image is gone. All right, so now you've accidentally moved your file outside of Lightroom, and we see right here by the yellow cursor this exclamation point. If we go to loop view, we don't see it up here, okay? We see it right down here. On the film strip, you can see that exclamation point. Even if you cycle through your information, it will not show it to you up here in the loop view. So just looking here, it seems like your image is where it belongs. If you go to grid view, you'll see the exclamation point, and down here in the film strip. Well, if we click on that exclamation point, we can say locate that file, and now I can click on it and say that there's that location, right? And sorry, my head's hiding the select. So now it's moved it to a different folder. All right, but Lightroom knows where it is. Okay, so the better process would be to move it back to its original folder, and then Lightroom will automatically recover it. But that is one way to go find a lost image. Now, what tends to happen more often is we've moved an entire folder and all the images are missing. you may have moved it outside of Lightroom to a new external drive. Well, the beauty of it is you can just go point to that and it will then immediately know, okay, here's where all the images are, and it will reassociate, right, your edits with your original raw file. All right, let's take a quick look at right-click tip number 3. So if I right-click on this image, this is the one I just ran through DxO, and let's say I want to create a collection of images that I took in Patagonia. Say I want to find 10 images to share with some family members, right? And I want to set them aside quickly and easily. Well, I can right-click on that image, and I can say Add to Quick Collection. Now, I can either click here, and it'll add it to the Quick Collection, right? Or I could also press B. Pressing B would remove it from the Quick Collection, okay? Or it'll put it back in. So that's a simple, quick way to add to a collection. Right-click or press B, and now you see that image is right here in my Quick Collection. So I could just go through all my folders. I could pick my Patagonia workshop. I could filter, I could say, I could come up here and say, filter by 5-star images. And let's say I want to add, this image has one. Let's say I want to add this image of a southern crested caracara, the austral pygmy owl. I could come down, let me find some more where I've actually had time to edit. Let's see, just random sample. Some Chloe Widgeons, I think that's the right term for them, So here we go, we come on down, let's just find a few more different ones here. Oh yeah, snowy sheathbill, right? In fact, if I wanted to find the ones I've already edited, I could just click on those images. Oh, there we go, that's a cool one, right? Now if we go up to my Quick Collection, you see there's those 6 images that I've picked. So that's a handy way to quickly add images to Quick Collection so that then you can then organize them, export them, maybe edit them, whatever it is. But right-clicking on an image will let you do that. Now if I come up here and right-click, already in Quick Collection, and I click Remove from Quick Collection, let's say afterwards you realize, you know what, I don't really want this image in there. Right-click, click Remove from Quick Collection, or I could come up here and tap B, and that would remove it from the Quick Collection for me. All right, let's jump into quick tip number 4. This is going to be a right click on this image, and I'm going to choose to create a virtual copy. Now, the beauty of a virtual copy is you see it's made an exact duplicate of the prior picture, but it didn't duplicate the file. It just created a virtual copy. So the beauty of this is if you want to try some experimental edits, if you'd like to edit this completely different than the way you edited the first one, maybe you want to see how it looks in black and white, this is a great opportunity to do that. Now, to reset it, now I can click Reset All Settings. There's a faster way to do that down here behind my inset, but I can't click on it right now. And, so here, let me remove the information on this. Now you'll notice all of the developed data has been reset. So I could do whatever I wanted to with this image. All right, no problem. We could change we could apply a different, camera profile. We could come in and, try reducing exposure a lot more than we did in the other one. We could do all kinds of things, but you'll notice the virtual copy is identified by this little tag. So right click, create virtual copy is a great way to test, try out new edits. Maybe you're not 100% confident in your Lightroom skills, and for some reason you still think you may mess up a raw file or mess up something up. Create a virtual copy, hop in there and play around. I mean, you're not going to hurt it. What happens if we pull white balance? I'm sorry, that was wrong. What happens if I pull white balance way more to the blue, right? What happens if we make it a lot warmer? So let me undo that. That obviously did not look great. So what happens if I apply a lot of vignetting to this image? How much is too much? What if I make it pale vignetting? Doesn't that look terrible? How often do you see that on social media? So we could come in here, we could just play around, and we're not messing up our original edit. So it's a great way to get in there. If you're trying to learn some of the sliders or applications or local adjustments, global adjustments in Lightroom, create, and you've already got an image the way you want it, but you just want to see what if. Great, create a virtual copy, hop in there, play around. Or, you've got an image in a certain aspect ratio, but someone wants you to print it in a different one and you want to go in and crop and do that, you can do that with a virtual copy as well. So hope those quick tips come in handy. They're things that I use fairly regularly in Lightroom. They can really help you when you can't figure out where a file is, help you play around in Lightroom without messing up an original edit. So lots of good things to do in Lightroom out there. Appreciate you watching. Don't forget, I'm offering OM system only workshops that you can read about at Wildside Nature Tours. I thank you for your great comments. Thank you for being a part of my online community. And don't forget, get out there, capture some great images.